opposition team and hug the inside lane as they fall under the shadow of a drought.
With help of the evil scientist, Dr. Arkville, the Decepticons use hypnochips to control the minds of human beings and create an army of slaves to produce a vast supply of energon cubes. Spike's father, Sparkplug, is captured by the Decepticons and turned into a mindless slave. And Megatron succeeds in bringing Cybertron into Earth's orbit, causing huge tidal waves and earthquakes which threaten to rip the planet apart as we begin the second episode of The Transformers, the ultimate doom.
In the last episode, He-Man convinced Adora to see for herself how bad the Horde was. Adora learned that He-Man was right. The Horde was evil. She returned to the Fright Zone and told the Horde's leaders she would no longer serve them, but they put an evil spell on her and stole the sword He-Man had been sent to give to Adora, even as He-Man escaped, determined to find her. And now, Chapter 3 of The Sword of She-Ra.
On Dungeons and Dragons.
You are too young to have learned to use your powers. You won't have time.
They went this way.
I'm not playing pincushion just to save some dumb unicorn.
The horns are mine! And now, the unicorns are mine.
In the last episode, Prince Adam and his twin sister Adora were returning to Eternia, but unknown to them, Hordak followed, determined to capture Adora and force her to serve the Horde again. While Adora had a joyful reunion with her father and mother, Hordak was meeting his old pupil, Skeletor. Skeletor, who had once been a member of the Horde, was not pleased to see Hordak. Nevertheless, he promised to help Hordak capture Adora and take her back to Etheria. And now, the final chapter of The Sword of She-Ra.
Today on Dungeons and Dragons, all things have a purpose.
Hello? Is anyone here?
I'm leaving.
Oh, no. Let's get out of here.
You cannot escape.
Come on, Uni, jump!
I don't believe this.
In the last episode, He-Man was captured by the Horde, who meant to drain all his strength to power a fearsome weapon. Yet even as He-Man's power was drained away, something odd was happening to Adora, a member of the Horde. The sorceress contacted her through the Sword of Protection and told her that she was meant for a great destiny, and that He-Man was, in fact, her own brother. Eager to save He-Man, Adora used the sword
For the honor of Grayskull!
to become She-Ra, Princess of Power.
I am She-Ra!
And also transformed her horse, Spirit, into the flying unicorn, Swiftwind. Together, She-Ra and Swiftwind saved He-Man and helped destroy the Horde's secret weapon. But when she told He-Man she was really his sister, he was very, very surprised. And now, Chapter 4 of The Sword of She-Ra.
Hard driving action today with the pole position team as they set out to clutch a thief. With the pole position team into the unknown as they dialed M for magic. Fly down the highway with the pole position team as they race to discover the trouble with Kuma.
With the help of the evil scientist Dr. Arkville, the Decepticons use hypnochips to control the minds of human beings and create an army of slaves to produce a vast supply of energon cubes. Megatron succeeds in bringing Cybertron into Earth's orbit, causing huge tidal waves and earthquakes which threaten to rip the planet apart. And Spike journeys to Cybertron to save his father, Sparkplug, who has been turned into a mindless slave. But Sparkplug betrays his son and sounds the alarm, alerting the Decepticons, as we begin the final episode of The Transformers, The Ultimate Doom.
Mystery and thrills today on pole position as the K9 vanishes.
Today on Dungeons and Dragons.
How do you start this thing?
Eric, duck!
Fools! You will never escape.
Today on Dungeons and Dragons.
The old Cavalier knows what he's doing. Listen, fellas. Help! Help!
Shut up and run!
Oh, yeah. Well, hey everybody. I remembered how to stream, and guess what? I am punishing myself apparently because, yeah, I am taking part in the Jankuary streamer thing that's organized by Zophar of Zophar's Domain, CobraCommanda, and Neon Arcade. Basically, me and a bunch of other people will be streaming some of the most janktastic games known to man and not man in over the course of the week. It started last night. Yeah, I am taking over for the my business officially starts. Let's see. It officially starts in 20 minutes, and well, I mean, you can see if you're, you can obviously see if you're looking at the the screen here what horror I have just decided for reasons that I don't know. I was inspired to join into this, and and here we go. Yep, it's our old friend. The goddamn Karate Kid. Oh, I did. Those of you who are not, who are familiar, first off, I need to turn down the TV volume because the TV will definitely out, and we gotta. Oh my goodness. Well, we gotta fight with the Elgato, that fucking piece of shit, because it's not outputting the audio, which is what we had previously during the River City Girls 2 stream, which we discovered, which was part of the reason why I didn't post a bunch of videos of offline, and it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing right now. Oh goodness. There we go. This Elgato is starting to really piss me off. I mean, it's bad enough since the move. Everything is, a mess of wires, but yeah. So anyway, yes, it is the Karate Kid. I will dispense with the, hey, Mighty Collector. I will dispense with the story of me and Karate Kid till 9 itself. First, I will give Mighty Collector a shout out. And then I will give Zophar and CobraCommanda and Neon Arcade their shoutouts, since this is their thing. Okay. How are you doing tonight, Mighty Collector?
After enduring countless severe battles, the valiant warriors have finally obtained the legendary Holy Grail. Even though the evil scourge has been... No, I wasn't reading that or anything. Welcome back.
Yes, it is the same
Holy Grail.
dev.
The Grail holds inconceivable power. Not the power to read things fast enough, but power nonetheless. Arthur, wielder of Excalibur, God has assigned you the task of unifying
I'll
and
wait till the clip is up.
Okay. I can't even read it. It is my destiny to be king and do such deeds as you foretell that... Okay.
Yeah, it is the same developer. It's Atlas, just like Friday the 13th. And of course, there will be no clippies here because I'm pretty sure none of the three here, but we'll give. Hopefully I do have there, so let's see, so Zophar, I know how to spell Zophar, but yeah, it's but yeah, so I joined up with that, and more importantly, since we do have a little time to vamp, because it's not officially my spotlight 2 hours until 9, so I kind of want to just vamp around here. So, let's see. that's the timer. Okay, so hold on here. Allow. So yeah, obviously things have gotten really doofy with the screen capture. So anyway, let's pull up the old Jankuary website here, the schedule. So yeah, so there are a ton of people that we are familiar with here, that you might be familiar with, that I am familiar with. There are a ton of people that I'm not familiar with because, oh my good God, there's I think it's 115 total that showed up. It is nuts. Nuts, I tell you. Nuts. How much. And some of the games, because we've already seen Phenomenon play Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, and Retro Island Gaming played Young Merlin, and let's see, Skullcrab played Stunt Race FX for the freaking Super NES. It's just like, oh boy, that's one. Emmy right now on the old Rookie tabs, Emmy Divergent is playing Clock Tower 2. And Abby's playing the delight that is Green Dog! Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah, everybody in the living room just heard me say that very loudly and was like, what the fuck is he doing now? But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. The present, the future is of course me in 13 minutes. Yeah. Let's see. Later on, and one of the distinctly possible persons is gonna, well, hold on a second here. Can we, yeah, let's, I know this is making it less readable, but you know what? We can at least see my face. That's probably helpful, maybe. But yeah, one of our many possible raid targets, because it's not a raid train sort of thing. It's like a, you know, it's very informal thing, which also helps. But yeah, that gamer chick, she's playing her favorite game. Yeah, about as much as my favorite game is Karate Kid. She's playing Glover, and there's some. We've got RGB Capper doing High Glide, Angel Interceptor doing a weak Garfield. King of APOC is doing Escape from Cyber City for the CD. I'm not familiar with that, but I mean I'm familiar with King of APOC, and Gunstar Heroes, of course, is doing Captain Noblin, because he always does that. And Ash Said Hi is doing Faceball 2000. I mean, there's some... Zopmeister is doing Super Pitfall. NK is doing Jacked MSX/2 games. I'm presuming that's going to be all versions of that computer system, which, oh boy, it is a computer platform, so that might be interesting. That's one that I'm actually going to try and make sure I see. Let's see. What were some other? Chade is doing Jungle No Ouija. I can't even. We're not going to destroy that. For the Super NES, who knows what that is? Rush Pirate. He's doing Bubsy. Oh dear Lord. The poor man. The poor man. Or Kitty. Well, you know, whatever. But yeah, he's doing that. He's doing that. CobraCommanda, she's doing Link the Faces of Evil. Let's see. Conbound Meow is doing Pyramid Avengers Episode 1 for the CDI. DJ's doing Mario's Missing. I kind of prodded him to do Bart's Nightmare, but I think that he did that. I think that cooler heads prevailed. and saw that. But yeah, there is so many. Oh, the best. Another highlight one is Arctic Ayeka. He's doing Milam's Secret Castle, but of course, he's doing it with the Guitar Hero controller because he does everything with the Guitar Hero controller, and that's gonna be something else, even by his mighty standards of getting stuff. Steric Moon is doing Sword of Sodan. Oh dear Christ. Let's see. We've got Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Yeah, Neon Arcade is doing the NES Action 52. Rat's doing Fantasia for Genesis, which is famously bad. Shorster's on the Pugsley Scavenger Hunt Trail. Dear Lord. I mean, it's just... There is some fine stuff. Oh, Prax Music is doing Ninja Gaiden Trilogy on Monday afternoon. Oh my dear Lord. It is... We've got a night here. We've got a thing going on. So anyway, that's where we're... That is the entirety. That's pretty much... That's kind of an overview of what you're getting. And those are just the ones that I decided to... That caught my eye. Some of the ones that caught my eye. It's a loaded... There are tons of cool people. There are tons of absolutely fucking awful games. But what can you say? Yeah, so... we might as well just... it might have been fun to do... Yeah, because Zophar did a pre-game show last night before the whole thing started, and that was one of the games that he played, and it was for the first time ever, and oh my god, he declared it an F tier NES game. Like it was. Oh, yeah, but that is one of the notable ones. But they're already planning on doing this next year. So, so by all means, Mighty Collector, if next, and I think they might even do something later on in the year, because they are extremely pleased with how huge the response has been. I mean, because... So, and Dr. Jekyll was one of the games they didn't get, and they didn't get, they called out they didn't get Pac-Man for 2600, which makes sense. I would personally, if I had been with my druthers, I would have just done like an Atari 2600 jank hour or two. I mean, because right now, yeah, so, anyway, we might as well, oh, good lord, might as well just completely, Oh, and the funny thing is that, before I start, I watched the first two Karate Kid games, and the first one late Sunday night, and then I kind of roped my brother into watching the second one during because he likes to have every night family movie night, which tends to just be me, him, and the dog, because my mother is pretty much just exists mostly down in her little dungeon. Oh, I am? Shit. I had a feeling it was going to. Of course. Yeah, because I think that all the drama with my freaking audio there, that should be better, right? I think. hopefully, yeah, that should be better. So anyway, so yeah, so I roped my brother into watching the second movie. He was kind of like, well, you know, watching it, you know, and then like in the middle of watching the movie, out of nowhere, he mentions this goddamn game. Remember that we had Karate Kid on the NES? It's like, I low-key I don't tell my mother or my brother that I fucking stream. Because I just don't want to deal with it. I mean, it's not like I make money, and God knows my mother would totally be about that, but oh my god. They was just like, I was like, yeah, I know about the game. I remember the game. It's like a little piece of my heart just died. And then he asked if I still had the cartridge, which I don't. And I was like, no, I do not have the cartridge. I sold that at the first opportunity. But yeah, so that's that. In fact, so anyway, it is close enough to 9. Let's just freaking rip off the bandage. And you know what? Since we deal with it, I'll show the one-on-one, since I didn't the previous. So this is the hilarity of this. So they do a simple one-on-one arena where your player 1 is Daniel and player 2 is Chosen. But the thing of it is that all you have are just the same freaking, you know, ability, you know, just the basic punch and kick. And of course, you know, it doesn't spit out any of the drum kicks or the drum punches or the crane kicks. So it's just like, it is the most ridiculous. I don't understand why they did it. I do not understand why they added that. I mean, because the 2-player is just alternating 2-player, of course, because why the hell not? But yeah, so that's the most redonkulous thing that it's like, why? I mean, it seems like it seems like something that somebody from LJN was like, can you add a one-on-one or something, because, you know, something special, or it's so whack ass. But anyway, let's deal with the karate tournament. Yes, and of course my strategies that I have shared elsewhere, which is to say with Sane and anybody else I've seen that's suckered this in. Yeah, so before we get started in the main stage, so here's the thing, is like, I don't know if the license carried through the, you know, just the second movie, or only the, you know, or both movies. But the thing of it is that, because if they only had the rights to use the second movie, it makes sense that they only have the tournament, because the tournament is, there is a pretty lengthy, there's a pretty detailed recap of the first film, but a great deal of it is setting up the tournament. Hey Void, happy Jankuary to you too. You've arrived just in time for the beginning of the adventure And since it is 9, might as well start off with a little story. It's a story of how some kids can be utter shitheads to unsuspecting parents. Because my history with this goddamn game is it is in the Christmas of 1989, it is one of the 4 games in addition to the NES action set that me and my brother received for Christmas. We got this game. Besides Mario and Duck Hunt, obviously. So we got this game. We got Zelda 2. We got Marble Madness. And we got a Wheel of Fortune. And you're thinking, well, that's a list of games. And, well, there's a reason for that. Because my mother was the one that... this came out sometime... She told this story sometime in the mid-90s, I think, is when she related the story of this. And my reaction was like, what the... was a hearty, what the... Well, I'm going to try and be... I'm going to try and not swear endlessly tonight, since it's, a community streamathon thing. But anyway, my reaction was not very well. So my mother is the one that purchased the NES and the games at the now long since, 35 years since closed, Zayre's store on the Barry Montpelier Road in Vermont, in central Vermont. If you are watching this on YouTube or Twitch and you are familiar with the central Vermont area, you probably know where we're talking about. But anyway, so she picks it. Oh, right on. So yeah, so Void, you remember Zayre. So yeah, so yeah. So anyway, so anyway, so she's the one. My mother goes to the Zayres and she relates the story how she picked. She did not know. I mean, because I had been begging pretty much since national launch that I wanted an NES. I was begging hard and just, they were like, no. So I was not prepared. I was not prepared for getting the NES. I was very happy, which meant that I was extremely happy that Christmas. I mean, because it was the NES. And the fact that, but the thing that is that she said that among the 4 games that she said that she remembered Zelda 1, the original Zelda, and Tecmo Bowl is amongst the games that she got. I can't remember. I can't remember if she said she had some other games. But anyway, so she's in the Zayres, and she asks some kid that's in the store, and the kid's like, oh no, those games sucks. Those games you have sucks. They suck. And it's like, pointed her to the 4 that I just mentioned. And here's the thing. She ended up she obviously probably had other stuff to get, because, the classic parent goes into the store, buries it in, in with a bunch of stuff that, to throw off the scent of the kids sort of thing. But anyway, later on when she was in line to check out, she sees the kid has at least Tecmo Bowl, at least one of the games, probably more. And I was like, when I heard that story, I was like, yeah, big old angry video game nerd style, yeah, pretty much. So yeah, so that's my history with this game. I did beat it. We were, due to some very fortuitous sales, and my brother's birthday in April, and my birthday in July, and of course game rentals, I was exposed to. I got, and I had a pretty decent sized library, so this quickly became a not particular priority. I mean, because of the 4, we as a family played Wheel of Fortune a fair amount in the start, and of course it fell off because it's Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I'm sorry, it's competently programmed by Rare, but it's still not that. I didn't even really touch Marble Madness for a long while, even though I liked the game. Ended up liking the game, although it is, of course,
what was that universal greeting again? Never mind.
Thank you for the follow. Follows are, of course, very anonymous. But yeah, thank you very much for the follow and for checking out my stream during the old Jankuary thing. But anyway, so I mean, this was not a priority game, but I did eventually beat it, which is why I can help people play it. I mean, and everything. Why I helped Sane of the Thunderfoot Bros play it in yeah, the Wheel of Fortune wasn't a bad game. It wasn't a bad game. I mean, it was, it's, it was limited by the number of puzzles, and it's just, it wasn't exciting. And besides, parents aren't always going to, they aren't always going to, do a family game night. Well, I mean, yeah, definitely a letdown, but I gotta say, Void, that's one of the first games I ever got my hands on used, and I really like Section Z. I mean, the US version is kind of a pain because there's no saves like the Famicom disc, the Japanese version, but yeah, I mean, it's like, isn't that's kind of like a low-key, great thing, is that when you find out a game doesn't suck, it's like, it's not the game I wanted, but it didn't suck. Yeah. That day, oh yeah, I'm sure that day you were just upset, so let me do the, but yeah, I mean, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, so it's like kind of like the highs and the lows. But the thing of it is that when the AVGN first, I mean, because I also, oh my goodness, it's a raid. It is the man himself. It's Zophar. Thank you, sir, for the raid. And thank you, everybody, for the Jankuary wishes. Let's see, Skittlesar, and yeah, and G Levy, and everybody else that's come in. Hey Mora, so he crushed it. So Zophar, what were you up to? I'll let you get situated here as I make some going, since you did miss story time. The Tale of Woe. Oh. Of how oh. You did some Corpse Killer. Well, there we go. You did in Heimdall for the Sega CD. Oh, if I saw it, I would fucking... If I saw Heimdall, I would recognize it.
Yo, Joe!
But, of course, I'm familiar with good old Corpse Killer. Oh, That's definitely the jank. That is the jank. Oh boy, y'all, that is the jank. But yeah, so everybody, you just missed the story time. I told the tale of woe, how I got the Karate Kid with my NES because of a jerky kid that directed my mother away from that. Oh, yeah, actually, I mean, I kind of bungled it a bit, but I'm not too bad with. I'm normally pretty good with the fly thing because you can kind of cheese it if you're not, like looking at chat and what have you. Because again, since I beat it, which is definitely a pain. I learned some of the logic upon which this game exists. Which, first off, since it requires me to move, so anyway, one thing you want to do is that you want to, when you're walking and dealing with these, with Chosen's goons or whatever, you always want to be pressing forward. Because if you stand still, you will and press A or B, you will automatically use your crane kicks or your drum punches. So if you're moving forward, you don't do it. Which is kind of, so there's a logic to it, but it's still janky as hell. And, I mean, because but of course, there is the... Because you want to... You and this is another thing. Oh my god, the swinging hammer. I have never mastered this. I have just never mastered it. I hate the swinging hammer. You do. You get... the game gives you bonus points, but it also gives you additional crane kicks and drum punches. And so, this is kind of the thing about the game. You want to hoard the crane kicks and the drum punches.
What was that universal greeting again?
Oh, hey, thank you for the follow.
Ba weep grana, weep mini bong.
Ba weep grana, weep mini bong.
Ba weep grana, weep mini bong.
So you want to hoard the crane kicks and the drum punches because in the final area of the game, the goons are, first off, they have these spears. Second off, they also take multiple regular hits. So you want to have like as many crane kicks and drum punches saved up as you can. Yep, I pretty much all of my alerts are there's very much a lot of 80s stuff. What can I say, Void? I am totally immersed in the 80s. Well, there is one there that's the master from Doctor Who, but for the most part, total 80s alerts. But anyway, so the thing of it is that since the enemies in the last stage are a pain in the butt, you want to hoard, you want to find, it's basically trial and error unless you have, VG maps or, or what have you, the internet to find all of where the bonus games are, which even then is a problem because sometimes you'll get one of the games that you're not any damn good at, like me with the swinging hammer. I've never been good at that. or you'll have low health and you'll get the ice block thing, which is just, you can't win with low health. But anyway, that's kind of the dirty little secret, is that you want to hoard the crane kicks and the drum punches as much as you possibly can. Yeah, it's, you know, and yeah, it says something that I remember so many of these places, and that's the thing, is that when it comes, the speedrunners also do this, but yeah, if you hold the chopsticks above your head, you can quickly get it. And also, one forgiveness, there are no continues in this. Mind you, there's only 4 stages, which is also a bit of the jank. My mom got me this game in 19... Because I told her when I called a series, tried to buy me... Just as... Oh no, Zophar. That's... What is it with this game? I got it with my system in Christmas of '89, and...
What was that universal greeting again?
As I said...
My
mother had other games picked out, and some kid at the store told her that the games that she had weren't any good. And
what was that universal greeting again? Never mind.
And she had The Legend of Zelda and the first one, and Tecmo Bowl, the original Tecmo Bowl. Oh dear, and thank you everybody for the follows. Thank you so much. Again, they are anonymous because we, don't want to call anybody out who's just chilling out and just, watching. So that's why we do that. But yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, this game is, but oh man, that's disappointment too, that the series people were like, oh, it's good. That's the sign of, oh hey, we've got tons of copies of this Karate Kid game, and we can't unload the damn thing. So let's push the kids that want Double Dragon, which mind you, Double Dragon has its jank. It's a good conversion. It is a good conversion, but it has Double Dragon has its jank too, but its jank was, its jank was the additional, oh god. I tell you, I cannot dodge that hammer. Because because if you do not, so we're going to spoil the movie. We're going to spoil Karate Kid Part 2. Or at least a minor part of it. Because the whole thing is, a big thread of the movie is Daniel learning how to do the drum punch. And everything. And the way that Miyagi says that he trained was avoiding this crane machine from the cannery factory that swings around and has real, basically has, cutting, sharp ass cutting tools. And the thing of it is that, what you're supposed to do, is, do the crane move is how you're supposed to, avoid getting smacked by it. But the thing of it is that mini game is supposed to show that moment in the movie, but it's just like it. it is not counterintuitive. It is not very intuitive. But, I mean, there are small mercies in this game. Like, anytime you know, it spawns every so many enemies you kill with your crane kicks or whatever, you know, you get that and it recovers your health. Your score is every time you get every 20,000 you get an extra life. It's got small mercies, but it's still a janky ass game. And, oh my god, another swinging hammer? Jesus. Frick. Yeah, 1 is pretty... 2 is my... I think 2 is my all-time max. Oh my goodness. This game is just like angry at me. It does not want me. It does not. It wants me to suffer because you know, I'm revisiting it. And that's the fight against... That's a fight against Chosen. That scene does not... If we want to get all particular, that scene does not happen in the film. Give me a second. I'm going to move right here. I'll resort myself. Because it's kind... You know, because it's kind of, you know, meant to... I guess they based it on when you first meet Chosen, but it does not make any damn sense. And of course, but yeah, this is the hateful level. This is the level that for the longest time stymied me, stymies everybody. And with good reason, because it is evil. It is one of the most evil levels in games. Well, I mean, you know, because it is, I mean, because the wind pushes you back. You have these sticks, and that thing that's over Daniel's head, that's a bird being pushed backwards by the wind. I mean, that's what that is. And the thing of it is that what gets my goat is that, again, watched the movie earlier this week. Yeah. Watched the movie earlier this week, and here's the thing. The typhoon scene is like 5 minutes or so, and there is very little of that plays into the context of the film. They included the context of the actual scene in the film, or the climax of the scene, but they pretty much ignored most of the rest of it. So, I mean, and again, you know, I haven't been calling it out, but remember, you jump by pressing the up button, and it is a plenty horrible jump, and you're getting pushed back by the wind and rain because typhoon. And you get this debris there, and now there are pits. Because, of course, there... What the frigging hell, game? Look at this! Look at this shit! why am I getting... I mean, the bonus games are randomized in terms of what you get. And I am just getting straight up nothing but... Oh, and... Oh. And you see... Yeah, so they actually put... Well, let's see if I can... It's been a while since I've used the old telestrator here, so let's see. If I can get it properly. Here, if I can, hold on, am I getting it? No, I'm of course not getting it. Anyway, so sort of above, yeah, above my bad business here. So let's see. It has been way too long since I did this. So let's see. So yeah, right around here. Hopefully, I have just circled this. That is one of your few bits of actual. Or no, I still missed it. Yes, I'm not very good with it. So anyway, just above my bad attempt at telestrating. Yeah, this is probably would work better if I. Yeah, but anyway, just above that, just below where my bad attempt at getting to the telestrator, that's supposed to be Sato, because in the scene, in the typhoon scene, the thing that starts it is that Sato gets, the whole town gets, you know, typhoon, and everything's getting blown away, and everybody in the village runs for shelter, a shelter that they have. But but the thing of it is that just as Daniel and Miyagi are getting in there, Sato he's crushed. He gets crushed by a building where he's been waiting to have his duel with Miyagi. And the thing of it is that he's crushed and he can't get there. And the whole thing is that Miyagi and Daniel help him out, and that's how Sato stops being a jerk about, you know, lets everything go, their feud. That's pretty much, yeah, so that's where we're at with that. Oh my goodness, did I? Hold on here. So that's, and so with that life power up, that's how they deal with that one. That's the one acknowledgement that Sato is even in the movie. Is a power up which is a pain in the butt to get, because of course, again, wind, pits, debris, everything. It is just, I mean, it is just amazing. Oh, I did get it, even though I have full life. And then there you go. Oh, goodness. And another small mercy is that you don't lose any of your crane kicks or drum punches that you've gained. Again, another small mercy, and another big FU from the game, because... Oh my god. Yeah. 4 out of 6. Holy crap, that was an all-time... I'm pretty sure that's an all-timer. And of course, the juggling. Yeah, if you get caught between two dudes, you get juggled. It is horrible. course. Although the speedrunners do what I'm doing right now and have the guys... Oh wow, we get the ice block. The thing of it is it's determined by... So, obviously the bar to your full... goes with your full life. But here's the jank part of that, since I can't pause during it. If you don't have a full health bar, you can't get like the full 6 blocks of ice. In fact, it is very possible to get into that and not have enough, because you have to get three ice blocks, you know, smacked in order to get bonus points or or any bonus out of it. It is thoroughly possible to not have enough energy going into that thing to get a bonus. It is, I'm telling you, is this game, there is logic, but there's an equal and opposite amount of total screaming illogic with this game. It is, I mean, and more swinging hammer. Oh my goodness. Another 4. Holy crap. This is a red letter day for me and the swinging hammer contest. So that door has a bonus game. Oh no. If it was thoroughly possible that if I had not... Oh my god. Yeah. It was thoroughly possible that I could have totally not gotten it. And this sequence is evil. Because you want to go on the high, but it's practically impossible to stay high. No. Back to the norm. Oh, goodness. Oh my god, I made it through that section without dying. Of course, the problem is that I die from not enough health. And how far does it set me back? Oh, it sets me back to the end of it, so we're not too bad. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Oh, I had to reseat myself in my crappy chair. Oh. Oh my goodness, it's another raid. I'll get to you in just a second. Oops. Oh my goodness, who is the raid from? Oh goodness, who is raiding? Atomic Dragons of Mars. Thank you for the raid. thank you for the Jankuary wishes, and a happy Jankuary to you too. Oh my goodness, I got so wrapped up. I am in the middle of ads. Sorry about that, everybody. I will wait for a minute here. I'm so bad with my ads. I am so very, very, very... I am bad with my ads. I apologize. So, yeah. So, give me a couple of moments to let it end. We will let that end and re-greet everybody, because, yeah, I totally screwed up with ads, because I get wrapped up. Howdy, the Nab. I hope I got that right. Okay, so we should be out of the ad break. Again, I apologize to anybody that just came in with Atomic Dragons of Mars. This is Raid. For getting in the middle of that. Because of course I did. But yeah, thank you for the raid. Thank you, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it was my fault, yeah. It's not your fault. It's my fault for not catching it. But anyway, thank you again for the raid. Oh well. Yeah, no, it's no, it's not your bad. I mean, yeah, ads are ads. What can we say? We're on Twitch. Yeah. So, anyway, so we are in the stage of absolute, well, the most hated stage of Karate Kid for the NES. The third of 4 stages. Yeah, the game is, that's part of the jank, is that this game is way short. There's not any, there are, since it's very likely that I beat it before the 2 hours, the 2 hour window, as it were. I will go through some things. I again, part of the reason why I watched the first 2 movies was to see if there was anything I was missing anything that they missed that they could have put in the game for levels. And yeah, I have ideas, and we will wait to the end. But anyway, this part is evil because there's the bottleneck. That marvelous level design. I'm amazed that I have actually played much better than I normally do. Okay, so, want to see something? So, of course you have Chosen again. But you see, you don't need to fight Chosen, because this is one of the more movie accurate parts of it. Because in the movie, they found, Miyagi and Daniel-san, pretty much the second that they get Sato in the shelter, they hear this girl, there's a family that comes along that they help out, that all of them, that they help out, and also this girl gets caught up in this scaffolding, basically, yeah, where there's a town bell, and it's pretty much in pieces. In the movie, Chosen refuses to help, and Sato, even after Sato's like, well, help them, and he outright refuses to help them. And they go out and they save the girl, and it's harrowing, and it is what it is. But they added, because it's, a NES game, you need a boss. So we've got Chosen here. Chosen, you're gonna be a dickhead. So anyway, I didn't need, if I had not the conditions are not beating Chosen. You don't even need to fight Chosen there. If you're quick enough. You just get the kid and then you beat the level. It's actually a unique idea. I give them credit. It's a unique enough idea, but the way it's implemented is a little janky. Yeah, see the guy. They all take. The guys with the. They're suddenly very. Oh. My timing on that. Yeah, optional boss fight. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so here's where my... Yeah, so the fact of the matter is that, you know, the enemies, especially the guys with the spears, are total butts. Fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. They're total butts, and of course, yes. So this level is where you want to. Where it's pretty much... Frig! Yeah, I am probably gonna game over. Oh my goodness. I am seeing the... Hey, William. Oh. Yes, the jank is... The jank is so... Yeah. Next level here. God damn it. Oh my goodness, it is another raid. Thank you for the raid, Obsidian Arcade. The cluster fight. Yeah, it's a cluster, all right. How are you doing, everybody? Obsidian, what? Happy Jankuary to you, too. What were you up to this fine evening? Everybody loves the Daleks. Well, you know. Okay, so maybe loves to hate them, but, you know. Oh my goodness, but yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is like, I was doing Jankuary, played Barbie. Ooh, Barbie. Oh, yep, that's some jank. I am familiar with that jank. I have seen Kajink speed run that many a time. Oh my goodness. The fortuitous healing item. And the fortuitous bonus stage. Okay. Has been then the Karate Kid movie. Yes, yes, yes. I'm wondering how many guys would. Oh, actually, Barbie does not have that many. From what I recall, again, does not have that many. We are almost at the end, and oh, will I screw it up? No. Yeah, because there's... So... So, we are... This is just about the last screen here. This last fight, this last boss fight, has a little bit of fuckery involved here. Again, pardon my French, but this is the only word to describe it. Well, besides that jerk... So anyway, yeah, so this is, so how many of you remember the, can you pet the doggy statue? Unfortunately, no, we cannot pet the doggy looking statues. So anyway, how many of you remember the ending of Karate Kid Part 2? I'll give you a couple moments. Raise your hands. How many? Power Up just is so cheap. Yes. Yeah, because you get them for every so many dudes that you hit. That's how you get it. But again, yeah, to cycle back down to it. How many of y'all remember the end of Little Karate Kid. Anyone, or part 2, I should say. Anybody? Bueller. So, okay. Spoilers for a 38.5-year-old movie. So anyway, so after the end of the typhoon, Sato he's repented. He's canceled the deed that he has on the entire village. Yeah, he's like total, like totally cheese villain and what have you. But anyway, so he's canceled he's given the village back to the people. Well, basically for free. He's going to help them rebuild out of his own pocket. He does all this, and there's this ceremonial grounds that he also owns, that he's been selling off the goodies from, and pardon me, excuse me, burp in there. That he forbid anybody from the village to go to. So anyway, but Daniel's like, Daniel's son and his girl for the movie, because Elizabeth Shue is not appearing outside of the recap in the film, and they kind of hit her with the skank button. Or her with the "she's a dirty skank" button. Yeah, they kind of do. They kind of do. Elizabeth Shue's character from the first movie, really, they do her dirty. I mean, they dismiss her in kind of a terrible way, especially in the context of the first movie. But anyway, they get Sato to allow the town to have a traditional ceremony in these ancient ruins. The thing of it is that what in the middle of the ceremony, out comes Chosen out of nowhere, and he decides he wants to have because he feels that he has a debt, that because Daniel has clowned him by literally punching him in the nuts, earlier in the movie. So he feels that they need to have a duel and have it out. And there's this little area that's that has like you see on the screen here, that has like a little moat and everything, and it's kind of it's connected by boards, and he kicks off the boards, and he punches what's her face? I'm forgetting her name. Punches her in the face, and she is out cold, while Daniel and Chosen fight. And of course, in the fight, Daniel does the whole, he's inspired to nail the drum punch, and that's how he wins the fight, because it's Chekhov's drum punch. But in the game, she's fully awake, and she backs off if you kick near her. So, yeah, you die if she falls in it. And of course, yes, involved, or no, it's screwed. God. Hardly. But yeah, so I was of course out of life, so I just lost the game, because she, despite being knocked out in the movie, backs up if you kick there. And the thing that is that if you're not chosen into the water, he just hops right back in. It is the maximum jank. Yeah, she just backs off the edge. So you have to do it in such a way that does not trigger her to back up. And it is a level of frustration. And as you saw, since I didn't have any lives, back to the start. Back to 1984. With a bunch of guys that do not match the, do not particularly match. Although they did get the fact that one of the guys that Daniel, fights in the tournament is a black guy. They did get at least that much. I will give them that much credit. So, yeah. But it is just, it is a total... That is your jank. And it is things like that, for those of us that were familiar with the movie, blast it, that were familiar with the movie, that just totally, why freaking, why the AVGN, resonated so well in the early days, because if you were there in the 80s and early 90s, some of those games, he kind of nailed it. I mean, obviously he took it to like 500. Oh my goodness, I got a perfect. That has to be the first time I've ever gotten a perfect in that stupid minigame. I hate that game. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, you know what? Okay, what we're gonna do... I'm gonna take a slight break, because I have to go bathroom. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a slight pee break. Y'all, take that, opportunity to break yourself. I will be back shortly for more jank. So, stay tuned, y'all. thank you for waiting. I am back. I'm freshly, there. So let's get back to this wonderful jank. Why, game? Carrie. No. We are not murdering innocent creatures. How dare you? How dare you, when all of these new people are in here for Jankuary, accuse me of murdering cute animals, of sullying my reputation. You admit, I said innocent creatures, not cute animals. Yeah, well, that's generally the same. That's generally the same thing with you, so I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not admitting to anything. I am innocent. I am absolutely innocent. You can ask anybody that's been in here for a while. I am a sign of sweetness and... Oh. See? I just can't win with Carrie. I just never can. Here I am playing a game that I promised myself I would never play again, and here I'm getting... Well, here we go. The Zone of Evil. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna watch him. I always behave myself. Again, I am a symbol of lightness and innocentness. But anyway, thanks for popping in, Carrie. I'm trying to just be my play. why? Game. Yeah, just to show you. Yeah. Optional boss fight. There's your there you know. If you so feel the need, clip the earlier fight and then that one and compare. Thank you again, Carrie. I think you're gone. That's what I get for looking away. Getting immersed in the jank. Again with the swing. And I mean, and mind you, I get the whole retro thing, so my setup is fairly low lag. I mean, I ain't gonna say that it's like, you know, perfect, but it's plenty low lag. I mean, I've beaten freaking Super Punch Out on stream, so I mean, it's gotta have a pretty minimal amount of lag. But I mean, I just cannot get that timing down at all. Oh, that's the worst part. God damn it. Yeah, if you knock him back, he gets all his health back. Luckily. Yeah, it's not instant game over if you have lives. The game, yeah. Yeah, because you, so, yeah. And here is the marvelous ending to this marvelous game. You have successfully guided Daniel-san through all of the challenges and have become a martial arts master. And then we get the wink. And then that's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, so the thing of it is that what I forgot the first time is that you have to wait for Chosen to come to the other end before you kick, and therefore you're out of like the what's her face's hitbox, so that her backing away hitbox. Yeah, this, oh my goodness. Again, I make a big show about it because, because I'm over dramatic. I'm over dramatic as hell. But, and of course, because my story behind it is, oh hey, haha, Garrett got this with his NES. Haha, he got this horrible game as one of his first video games ever, or not video games ever. I mean, because I had a 2600 before, from 84 to when I moved to Vermont, or moved to Las Vegas. But yeah, it is just the jankiest. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, now I've got the frog in my throat. But yeah, it is just prime jank. And the thing of it is, I'm gonna go back to the main menu, the old EverDrive here, so I can talk without the music in my ear. So we've got so first and foremost, there is a funny story about the Karate Kid. It shows up in and so I knew I should have I knew I was gonna have a little bit more. Okay, yeah. So there is a so we're gonna get a programmer rant here, and it is it's a bit on I'm gonna recite a programmer rant, and it's a bit on the vulgar side, so just be aware that we're getting into, yeah, I've been trying to be nice, but yeah, we're getting into, oh my goodness, the vapors, as it were, with this. So anyway, there is a Famicom game also developed by Atlas that was published by Namco, it's an adventure game, and it's called Erika to Sotaro no Yume Boken. I think I got that mostly right. But anyway, so there is a hidden message after you beat the game, and it plays it even has exclusive songs, one of which is the first stage music, the tournament music from the Karate Kid, because this game and that Famicom game were composed by the same person, who is Hirohiko Takayama. And so anyway, a program, and I guess it also shares more and thank you, by the way, Mighty Collector, for the GGs. I didn't see that immediately, because again, I'm wrapped up in this story. But anyway, so there's a hidden message that, and here's the funny part. You have to wait a long time after the ending. And I actually, so this game has been fan translated, of course, because, I mean, for a variety of reasons. But anyway, this is actually on my backlog that the backlog robot, the Moobot spits out the link to. But there's you wait, and there's the programmer by the name of Hide Mushi, I just botched that pronunciation, left a message after beating this Rika Tosataro game. And you have to, it's accessible after you wait an hour and a half at the ending screen and pressing a bunch of buttons on both controllers. So anyway, to access this thing that I'm going to tell you about, you have to beat the game. The last screen on the ending is a photo of the characters with the word "end" in Japanese. I'm not gonna. My hiragana is a little rusty, so I can't get how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Let's see. Let the screen sit for 18 minutes. The photo will go to black and white. Let the screen sit for 18 more minutes. The photo will go to sepia tone. Wait 55 minutes. The music stops suddenly. After the background music stops, press A plus B plus start plus select plus left on controller 1, and then A plus B plus right on controller 2. Some new music will begin to play, which is the which I think, which I think is the Karate Kid music. And so after the Karate Kid music plays, press B plus select plus right on controller 1 and B plus right plus down on controller 2. The message will start. Once the message starts, once that message is over with, press A plus B plus up on controller 1 for his last message, and then wait 18 more minutes, and the game goes back to the title screen. That is, first off, that's a process just to unlock it, and that's, again, if you got any kiddies listening, or you have sensitive ears, I suggest you mute it for the next 3 or 4 minutes here, or whatever, because So anyway, here's the translation of the text, and it's like, that's a nostalgic song playing. Those were good times. Meanwhile, who the hell are these people with this project? I'm so glad it's over. You think it's nothing but good memories? Hell no! Let's use this space to give out some thanks. And this is where it gets really spicy, kids. First off, Kaoru Ogura, who ran off with some guy in the middle of the project. Yes, you bastard. Don't show up at the office without showering after having sex 6 times the previous night. Oh boy. Next, Tatsui Uashi. I'm butchering these names, of course. Yes, you bastard. Don't give me your flippant shit. Coming in late on the day we ship the ROM like nothing's amiss. Wait, what? How can you have this message and it's the day we ship? What? Okay, just never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. Just not gonna think about it. Maybe you can give me all the porn you want. I'm not forgetting that one. All that fucking weight you put on. Fat phobia much, bastard. No wonder you paid out 18,000 yen and still got nothing but a kiss out of it. Kenji Takano, Namco Debugger. Namco Debugger. You are a part-timer. Don't dick around with the project planner. And finally, Kiyoharu Goto, the biggest thorn to my side in this project. Yes, you bastard. I'm guessing there's an idiom here that I'm missing. That I'm missing that isn't, I'm guessing this, whatever, in Japanese, this yes, you bastard is a common turn of phrase. Because, yeah. Once I get a time machine, I'm sending you back to the Edo period. Go do your riddles over there. Oh, that's a load off. Wait, no, it's not. Kiyoharu Goto. Oh, yes, you bastard. Just disappear already. Come to think of it, some people were helpful to me too. Mr. Okada, who took all the good stuff.
What was that universal greeting again? Never mind, I remember.
Ba weep grana, weep minibon.
Thank you for that follow.
Weep minibon.
Ba weep grana,
Thank you for that endorsement of my reading of vulgar hidden messages in games. Anyway, let's continue on with this dramatic reading. So anyway, Mr. Okada took all the good stuff. I know all about your abnormal fetishes. Okay, so he was helpful, but yeah, I'm going to call out your fetishes in this message. Yamagishi, who swore off soap plans until the project was over. What? Okay, for context, a soap land, it's a public bathhouse. Yeah, basically, yeah. A Turkish bath is what they initially were called here. Blah blah blah. So yeah, he swore off bathhouses and getting the little the little the happy ending. So anyway, go ahead, knock yourself out now, Iwata. Well, it's probably not Satoru Iwata. Yeah, Yuichi Iwata. Who, oh my goodness. He had a freaking career here. Bikuriman World for the NES. Rockin' Cats. Wacky Races. The Widget game for the NES. Super Widget for the Super NES. Wow. Majin Tensei 2. Another Bible. Megami Tensei Gaiden. Last Bible 3. Choniki game in 2009, 1000 Arms. So yeah, he kind of had a career. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, so Iwata, who joined in midway and gave all he had. Sorry I yelled at you. Keep hanging in there. And obviously he did, because his most recent credited game is 2009. Let's see. Udopio Fujimura, you probably had it the worst of all. Thanks. I mean it. Goto's the one to hate here. Yeah. Also, Takayama, Kudo, Suzuki, Maki, Kaneko. Oh, hey. They have a link in the TCRF. So who's this? Obviously somebody deleted from... Obviously, dead link at Moby Games. I hear Sego Ihira, which, let's see. Oh my goodness. Let's see. So, marketing person. They marketed, let's see. Shin Megami Tensei for the Turbo CD. Power Instinct for Super NES. Majin Tensei for Super NES 1 and 2. So yeah, so a bunch of Atlas games. And Growlancer 1, 2, and 3. and Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness for marketing. So that's a pretty Sato, the Angel of My Heart, Aiga, probably not that Aiga. Thanks everyone. Yoko G, good work. This game is dedicated to your wife's birthday. And the additional message, Kazamushi, I'm sorry I couldn't come back home much. I love you and always have. Hidemushi. So he put it in his freaking wife. A message to his wife at the end of that, after all that mess. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's the connection. Oh, no, wrong one. Yeah, there. Get that. Yeah, so that, I figured that would be something to bring up as well, because that it's so funny that they just stuck in the Karate Kid music, because the Karate Kid game, and it's funny, nobody who would even, first off, the instructions to find it are ridiculous anyway, but anyone that would have found it anyway, they wouldn't have recognized that music. Karate Kid didn't come out in Japan. I mean, so... I mean, now with the internet they do, especially since the AVGN has he's pretty well known enough in Japan as well. So, go with there. But anyway, so it's kind of it's like, it's almost like, it's like a little bit of jank. A little bit of the jank, just like showed it. The game had so much jank to give that it gave it to another game in the form of a pissed off programmer rant. So there's that. And by all means, get me canceled. Get by clipping my dramatic reading of all of that mess, because oh boy, that is definitely one of the messages of all time. And anyway, so and before I go and read out, I kind of want to get into, part of the reason why I watched the two movies was, are there any scenes that they could have done something, to make, because this game is so freaking short. Are there any scenes that they could have added to it? And it's like, not a whole lot. So, I mean, because the mini game with the ice blocks, that ties into the whole thing, that the first thing that gets Chosen really pissed with Daniel, because I mean, Daniel doesn't want, Daniel doesn't have, he dips into his college money to go to Japan with Miyagi, and so he's not loaded, but Chosen wants him to to do that challenge for money, and with whatever he has on hand, which is like a fairly substantial amount. And the thing of it is that the odds are like ridiculous. And what ends up happening is that that Miyagi, instead of telling Daniel not to do it, tells him, I'll take you 6-1, and it has a bunch of money that he has, and stakes it up, and it's like, and Chosen's like, well, I don't have that much money, and Sato is around, and he's like, well, I'll meet that. And the thing of it is Daniel smacks through all 6. So that's where the ice block games goes. But again, there's a scene in a 50s themed dance club where Daniel and his girl are going, they're dancing and everything, and that's where he has confrontation with Chosen, and that's where he, and as I alluded to earlier, he punches Chosen he ends up getting chosen, and his goons end up putting the hurt on him. But Daniel, gives him a little, while he's on the ground, gives him a little, right in the baby maker, and that's when it's really on. That really pisses him off, after he gets over the discomfort of being punched in the junk. But yeah, they could have, since they were just doing like scene, locations, they could have done that, turned that into like a side-scrolling element. From the first movie, they could have done there's the Halloween dance, which is where the Cobra Kai's beat a rain check out of Daniel, and that's when Miyagi first helps Daniel by beating the shit out of all of them. Hey, Purple Jelly Beans, how are you doing? I know, right? Yeah, I've been kind of not non-corpus. Yeah, I have had like zero energy lately, and it's really been horrendous. But yeah, but thank you for showing up, and let me give you a shouty, and then we'll get back into my
whoa
what what?
I'm not even sure what happened there. How am I alive? That is a good question.
What? What in the wide world of sports was that? Besides ClippyBot giving us some jank for Jankuary. That My Summer Car. Why do I feel like you've mentioned that on stream before? Why does that name sound familiar? But yeah, that was something else. That was definitely a clip. But anyway, so you kind of missed me playing my old nemesis, the Karate Kid for NES, and beating it for the Jankuary event. You know what? For anybody that's popped in that wasn't part of one of the many rate, can I spell HTTP properly? I can. Give the address to anybody, because it is a streaming event where a bunch of people, including obviously myself, stream many marvelously terrible games. Or janky, yeah. Because, let's see. You've got your Barbies, and you got your Green Dog, and yeah, and there's going to be, why am I going to the wrong tab? And Back to the Future 2 for Master System, and a week of Garfield, and Superman 64, and Highlight, and yeah, that's just all of the fun janky games, playing it for, yeah. You liked it? Yeah, I mean, it's an experience. I know that Abby Jam's been she's still playing it from her featured hour and everything. But yeah, it's basic. It's all in good fun and everything. And I think that the chill of atmosphere allowed me to at least make my peace finally with this freaking game, because I just had it all out. But anyway, to get back on track. So anyway, scenes from the first movie. Again, the Halloween dance party where Daniel gets his ass beaten by the Cobra Kais. They could have used that for level. If they could have there's the soccer tryout that's kind of thin. There's also there's what is it? There's like an amusement center, like kind of like if you're from the Vegas area, if you remember Scandia in Vegas, kind of like that. There's that multiple scenes take place that they could have set that in to get it, because Karate Kid is, it seems to, I have to wonder if they just looked at the first two games and was like, there's not much that we can do with it. And they probably had like 0 time, so they're like, screw it, we'll do these 4 scenes and that's it. And LJN actually accepted their work. I mean, because Atlas's early work for the most part, their early work for LJN is not terrible. I'm not saying that it's good, but it's it's certainly not to their standards. But I mean, like the Friday the 13th is so, there is a good game design in there. There are good concepts. It plays reasonably well. They even had, they kind of, for a straightforward, encapsulation of the series, they actually did a decent job. But it's clear they had no polish. There's no polish to that game. That game is just like, you can tell they just got it, they did it for the money, they got out, and, they did it and what there. And it's like, but this one, it seems like just half. It is like half a game. Absolutely half a game. And it's kind of, and the thing with it is that they compensated by making the 3rd level, making it, well, everything that the AVGN ripped apart. And the 4th level, they, of course, made the bad guys just, they made their hit sponges and what have you. So it's kind of, and of course the final boss fight, which with, everything. So it's like, it's kind of it's the jank. I mean, it's like the perfect storm of jank. And this whole thing allowed me to kind of exercise that demon. So anyway, it is pretty much, it's well past the 1 hour that I was scheduled to. I got most of the way through the 2-hour window to make it clear, but I mean, it's this whole thing is like totally, is super informal, which is another wonderful part about it, is that it's just so, there. I mean, there are multiple people that I'm going to check in over it, especially people that I know, and I mean, because there are some, I mean, because again, we've got Neon Arcade is going to do it and everything. It is going to do Action 52, and there's that Arctic Ayaka's Mylan Secret Castle with the Gartar Hero controller, and DJ's doing Mario's Missing, and CobraCommanda's doing Link, The Faces of Evil, and Rush Pirate is doing Bubsy, which, oh my dear. Especially given how Wednesday went for him with freaking, with Tomb Raider 1. He had it, the emulator just decided to screw up on one of the last levels of the game. And Gamers Uplink, who was in here earlier, I think, is doing Super Mario 2 for the FDS, which, ooh man, that is some punch you. Speaking of punching and getting punched in the nuts, there's that. There's so many good people play, following it and what have you. And it's like, again, if you can check it out, I mean, the Jankuary tab, I have the Jankuary tab. If you have that, just, keep, do that tab, save that, that search tab, and just keep it around, because there's going to be people pretty solid through next weekend, or through let's see, the last point, 11 p.m. on next Sunday. Velos IP, or I don't know how to pronounce their name. They're the last scheduled run with Mind Grind for the PC, but there are so many runs. And I also want to, before I end things, I do want to thank Zophar and CobraCommanda and Neon Arcade for holding this. It has been fun, and I thank everybody for the raids. Obsidian Arcade, Atomic Dragons of Mars, Zophar himself. Those were the raids, and everybody that followed and everybody that's hung around. So I'm gonna, before we do raid out, we're gonna do the shouties for everybody that put this together. Which I will have to wait for. No, you know what? Oh yeah, I have to wait a couple moments because of the doofy or whatever. Oh, goodness. Okay, so let's do that. And then... well, whatever. Yeah, so we did that, so... please follow them all and what have you. And all you on YouTube, you got to see this. Again, go to jankuary.com to follow the rest of us. Since, hey, I gave you a little taste. Now, come over here to Twitch and, do it, and enjoy the fun. But anyway, behave yourself. So, for the rest of us... What? Oh, there